Hey guys, welcome back. It's the KANU Chronicles. I'm your host Nate, aka Crash, and you're listening to episode 213. 213 guys. Solocast on the mission right now. So I'm just gonna fire this up. Thank you for all listening everywhere you are. All the way from the UK, Australia, here in the United States. Up in Canada, and any other country that I'm not mentioning right now, but thank you guys for listening, and also to all the different platforms you're listening on. Shout out to Stitcher, shout out to iTunes, shout out to Castbox, shout out to TuneIn Radio, shout out to Google Play, and most importantly, shout out to Podbean, our host. So, which you can always go there, kanu.podbean.com. But of course, wherever you're listening right now, that's just fine, no problem. And also, real quick, want to get out of the way. You can go to ilovekanu.com/shop, support the podcast, and buy some merch. Got some t-shirts, got iPhone cases, just check it out, see what you like there. There's gonna be more stuff coming, but I got a few things in there right now. I got a hoodie, I got a couple other shirts, so yeah, just check it out, see what you might like, but keep on the lookout. There will be, hopefully soon, some new merch, but either way, you could support that way. Also, if you want to support another way, is through our sponsors. You could go to Robinhood. I don't have the code on me. You can get all the information in the notes there. Get the Robinhood app. Get some free stocks. Get at least one free stock. You ask what Robinhood is. It's a great way to start buying stocks, start getting a portfolio, get into the game. I did not so long ago, and need to do some more lately, but just sharing it with any of you guys out there. You might be looking to do that. It's an easy app. I don't even know what I'm doing exactly, but no, you just buy and sell stocks, man. It's pretty straightforward. It shows you, what's going on out there. There's a lot of insight. I haven't even used everything on it, but if you want more information, go into the notes, click on the link. I also have the code there, I believe, if you want to do that. But just click on the link if you want to be sure and sign up from there. Also, if you don't already have it, Postmates, get Postmates. You ask, what is Postmates? Postmates is a delivery app for all that you can imagine, from dinner to lunch to even getting you groceries. Use Postmates. You could use my code MARTOFF and save yourself $100 on free delivery for the first week. So $100 worth of delivery in the first week. Meaning, so for the first 7 days, you get $100 worth of delivery. That's a lot. So if you're going to go ahead and do it right now, get that sucker and, go ahead and treat yourself to some free delivery the first week. Why fuck around? Don't just get one little delivery and be like, oh, that was it. I don't really, it's like, damn well you're going to go out and buy shit, this and that anyways. Just have it delivered to you. Save yourself some time and hassle. See how you like it. But yeah, get on Postmates. All you have to do, go into the notes there. Same thing. Sign up from there. And that's pretty much it for the moment. So just firing up back in the car, kind of doing old school style here. Obviously this episode's running a bit off schedule by the time you hear this, but it's going to be all good. We just had Labor Day. I really needed to kind of relax and, just get kind of some time to myself. So, I was going to get it done, but I just wasn't in that mindset at the time, guys. So if that threw you off, sorry, but that's the way it goes. Can't be on top of it every single week all the time, but I do my best to always stay on a certain schedule. I've been really damn good lately. And hey, gives yourself a chance, go listen to some of the other podcasts. There's awesome podcasts out there. So yeah, don't don't fret. We got more right here. So yeah, just going into Hollywood right now. Starting off a long work week next couple days. So so yeah, the usual stuff when it comes to my, what you hear me talk about when it comes to that. So yeah, a lot of traffic, kind of heavy today so far. It's been a little extra. Plus, I had to take my wife so she can go to the airport. I didn't have to take her there, thankfully. Took her to the flyaway here in Van Nuys, and she's already I'm pretty sure she's already there. She's been there. So she gave herself plenty of time for her flight, which still is not out of here. She's still got a good hour. So yeah, she's going to be just out of town for a few days. So yeah, anyways, that kind of threw me off today a little extra. I didn't get quite the good sleep I'd like last night. So I'm not that great today. I don't know. So far, I'm actually better than I kind of expected, but I'm trying to reserve my energy through the day. I'm hoping to. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. But we'll make it through. So just gotta keep steady here. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. Wish I could be out enjoying it and just bullshitting and whatever, but that's not the case. Yeah, it's already 94 degrees at 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, got a little heat wave here, but it's supposed to start dipping again soon. When I say that, it's going to dip to the 80s, which is nice. That's much more bearable. It's been a little spicy, but not bad though. I mean, as much as we've got a little spike here. I mean, it's bound to happen. We really got out of August pretty damn. Out of summer period, but yeah, I would say the from June to August. We probably had. I don't know. I definitely feel like under 10 days of 100 plus degree heat in the valley. That's pretty damn good, quite honestly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was under 10 days. I don't think it was. If it was like 10 days. It wasn't much. It couldn't be much more than that, or not. Yeah, I would say between. If I'm going to really give a guess to it, I'd say 6 to 10 days. But whatever. I don't know. If somebody wants to look that up, have fun. But so yeah, it's no big deal, and our summer does continue on. It pretty much stays relatively hot, and I'm speaking from the valley terms. I'm not talking about like a lot of tourists will be in either Hollywood or Santa Monica. Hollywood still stays pretty hot. It's not too much different from the valley in a way. I'm gonna go over the hill right now. I'll tell you, there will be a drop here probably by a few degrees, but it's like I said, it's probably pretty, it's pretty close. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, the Santa Monica, it's like another world. So, that would be, if we're 80 some degrees in the valley, potentially Santa Monica can be as low, it could be down to 60 some degrees, just depending how if there's like coastal fog or things like that. But even if there's sun, if we're 83, it's probably going to be 74 65 at the most at Santa Monica. Probably something like that. Just to give you a range there. But anyways, this will go on. We'll pretty much have 80s. I mean, definitely even into November, but you'll start getting, some hints of fall, winter, our winter, where it starts going to 60s and stuff like that. But, we still got a decent amount of, pretty hot weather here, relatively hot. And September sometimes can be the hottest month, or one of the hotter months. Let's see if it happens this time. I don't know. I kind of hope not. I really hope it's pretty, it's kind of mellow. I wouldn't mind if it still stays. I don't mind if it stays kind of warm still or kind of summery. That doesn't bother me, but it's not going to be that bad. So there's your weather report. What's it gonna matter? You're not gonna be here, are you? Yeah, the LA weather report. Well, it's for anybody, like I said, if you're gonna be here, that's what's up, or you are here. That's what's going on right now. But, again, I'll give you guys ideas. Hey, if you're not here, you haven't been here yet, this is just giving you ideas. So, yeah, if you come out, you're good till, you're pretty much good into November, and then it's it's going to cool off, that's just going to happen, but still, it's a great place to come visit any time of year. I mean, you could you have a pretty good opportunity to get some good weather. It just depends. There is a slowdown, and we will get, to where we get rain and all that. I hope we get some again this year. I hope we do have a good year of that. It's been nice lately. I'm glad we've been pretty solid with it. And at least we know we're in much better shape. We're not facing any drought right away, even if we have kind of a dry winter. But, I'm just being hopeful that we still get some good doses of rain. I'd rather us be more on that side of it than anything, but we'll see. We got time, so basically our best chances for that is, I would say I can't see a damn thing. This guy's in front of me. Oh, man. It's dangerous here, man. I would say that it's our best chance. I'm getting pretty close here, guys, so I might just shut off in a minute, but what is this fucking guy doing? This is when you guys need a fucking camera so you can see what I see. Man, alright. I'll take this light just so I can fucking chill out for a second. So, yeah, our best chance for rain is basically from November to March. And, November's even kind of early, but, sometimes we can get it. Sometimes you start getting some around then, but, yeah, I would say it's probably about those. So it's you got 4 or 5 months you got a chance to get, if that, basically it's those are our best chances, and if it doesn't happen, it's you're kind of screwed for the year, because we don't get it really any other time. And if we do, it's very little. I mean, it's rare. So, there you go. That's it in a nutshell. I know I've talked about it probably quite a few times here and there on the podcast, but hey, who doesn't talk about the weather? I hope it's good at where you're at. I know it's starting to get fall. Fall's a great time, though, and a lot of, it's a good time of year, I would say. On the East Coast, it's great. It's real pretty. This is the best time of that season change. You appreciate fall. It's all right. Mellows out, plus you got football, college, it just kind of fits the whole thing, it makes it that much better. Oh man, but speaking of football, got the Steelers starting off this coming week, their first game of the year against the Patriots at New England. So yeah, it's going to start off with a bang. Sunday Night Football too. What a game. That's a great line. That's a great way to start the season. Not just for the fans of the teams, but, everybody's going to want to see that game. That's just awesome. And it's been some years, we've had some season starts with them. I can't remember the last one. I know Ben's had one or two since he's been there. But yeah, it's been quite a few years. I do remember even Cordell Stewart, I think, had one of those games where, for sure. I mean, historically, we've played New England a good amount. Of course, that much more since Brady's been around. But that's pretty much what's going to be coming up there with that. Sorry, I'm just pulling up here. So give me a minute here, guys. I'm going to actually pause. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Not that you missed anything or had to hold up. Didn't have you on the phone. Hold, please. No, but yeah. So that's what's up with this weekend in terms of the game I'll be looking at. Well, kind of. Unfortunately, I'll be working, but then again, hey, getting paid instead of spending money. But yeah, I'll hopefully be able to check in on it. I'm pretty sure I'll get to see a good bit. I ain't too worried about it. But yeah, man. So it's going to be the start of the NFL week. I think it starts kickoff is actually tomorrow, Thursday Night Football. I don't even know who the fuck the first game is. I have to look. I know there's probably like 2 games at least. But anyways, I gotta cut short here, guys. I gotta run. I'm kind of late. No big deal, but I'll be back in a minute. Later. All right, guys, back on here. Just continuing. So yeah, it's getting into the next half of my day here. So on the road, getting into this beautiful traffic. Oh man. Anyways, I know I was talking some sports, talking about football, and speaking of football, apparently Antonio Brown has an issue, or he's had an issue with this helmet stuff, because they've changed what helmets are going to be used by the league each year. I think it's been changing lately, since they're trying to rectify or improve the rate of concussion. They're just been trying to limit their liabilities, we'll put it that way, which is good. I mean, it's definitely something smart by the NFL that they had to be pushed to this point for it to get this way, but at least they've been actually taking action, and there's companies that have stepped up, and they're trying to do their best to create something safer, whatever. So it's nothing new. It's been going on for a few years, different. So they're each year, I think seeing which ones are going to work better and better. So but Brown was seemingly the only player this season, off season, or we'll say during training camp, whatever you want to call it, but that had such an issue, didn't want to wear this new helmet, or whatever the choices. I think because there are three choices that you can make. It's not like it's one. You do get a few choices. So, and they'll bend over backwards to make the damn thing right for the guy and everything else. The company. So I guess he got that. So anyway, he got that sorted out. It looks like he got that sorted out. I can't remember the name right now. of the helmet. I almost could picture it. I was seeing it on Twitter, but anyways, it's not really about that. But now, he's been fined from the Raiders for all missing, practices and meetings or whatever he's missed, this off season so far, or training camp, preseason, now going into the first week. So nothing, this stuff happens through the league. People will get fined. But yeah, he got fined from the Raiders already. And I think it's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 50-some thousand worth of fines, which, to me or you would be insane. It would be pretty detrimental, let alone. But for him, that's like getting a sandwich, Not that anybody wants to dish out any money they probably don't feel like they should, so I'm not trying to minimize it either. But let's just be real. I mean, he just got a $30 million guarantee plus yada yada yada. You get it. But yeah, he went to and instead instead of just maybe dealing with it between him and the Raiders personally, behind the scenes, he had to blast him on social media. Already saying something, equating that to them hating on him instead of what it is, as if they didn't have a right to do so. You know what I mean? So definitely, it's going to be a hell of a year for the. I tell you what, Hard Knocks. The show that's on the HBO show, the docu-series that follows teams every year. Well, I think that he's definitely he's going to give them that much more material on this show. So we'll see how it all starts turning out. But it's just getting. I'll tell you one thing. It's definitely for Steeler fans and anybody that was kind of looking down at the Steelers or trying to wondering why we didn't bend over backwards for him or whatever the case may be. Any of those people, Steeler fans or whatever, but now it's like, yeah, who looks smart now? It's like, you can't say shit now, really. Nobody can. I mean, there's some holdouts, especially on the Raiders side. There's one guy, I forget his name, that's on ESPN a lot. But, he's pretty much taken up for Brown or, just minimizing. I don't know about this incident or some of this stuff now lately, but the guy, I can't remember his name right now, so it's not going to be helpful, sorry. He's a former player, but I think he was a Raider in his career, but, he's kind of minimized a lot on these things and not really so, hyped up on. And that's understandable, especially a guy coming from the league that's seen a lot. I mean, hey, I'm going to take that guy's opinion to some degree. Not going to say he's wrong because, they've seen and been there and all that stuff. So, I don't know. He may still, he may go end up playing well or at least doing his part, best of his ability. And, that's all you can ask for. He's not the team. He's not going to decide the fate of the Raiders, although he could be in that position in a game. So I'm not going to say that can't happen, but more than likely it's, it still takes a whole team to, make big accomplishments. That's just the way it is. So, but he could be a factor. He could definitely be a factor. It's just, we'll see. But, yeah, at the same time, I mean, I'm definitely, I would say, no, there's not a Steeler fan really out there that's like, yeah, there's probably zero or close to zero Steeler fans going, boy, I gonna miss that guy, you know. And it's sad to say, it's so, and honestly, I don't even like to really say it like that, because, man, I mean, I'm gonna miss, yes, some of his, to watch his, like, when he plays, you know, minus all the distractions and whatever that's come, you know, to him just playing, and when he's on it, it's been awesome, was awesome to watch. From day one, I was like, fuck, you know, like, hell yeah, I like this guy Brown's amazing, you know, I was like, he's killer, you know. But with all that baggage and shit that started coming up in this last year or so, it's like, yeah, it's not worth it, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. On one hand, though, I do, it sucks to have to say that, you know, like, I'm not gonna, you know, like, you know, and you know, not much, can't describe much better, but, you know, kind of like, well, who cares about that guy? F him. But I don't really, it's not something I wanted, you know, look to have, you know, it's not something you look to have said recently, you know, but this is the situation, you know, that's what he created, and, you know, it is what it is. So good luck to the Raider fans, but, you know, I'm not, don't cry for Raider fans, don't even worry about them. Hey, they're happy that they're even a topic, you know. I mean, they do have something to look forward to, whatever that's going to be, you know. They definitely have that. It's not going to be typical boring, you know, non-eventful, you know. It's already, you know, that's what this is already creating. It does make you want to see what's going to happen. So we'll see, man, we'll see. But yeah, that's the only other football news, which is not much of news. It's kind of gossip in a way, or TMZ-ish, but hey, you know, he's creating it, nobody else is. So, but man, what a I don't know, man. It's like, what do you expect? They know damn well they could get fined for doing this or doing that, and then you know, it's like, I mean, there's shit hey, look, we all do stuff in our lives, little or bigger, where, you know, like, yeah, this could be bad, or, you know what I mean? Whether it's maybe you're late on a bill, maybe you forgot to pay a fine, anything that you take a little risk, or, you know, something that's going to be you know, kind of something you could have avoided, but you didn't because inaction, whatever you want to call it. Hey, you take it on the chin and, like, all right, you know, you man up and you go, well, that was my bad, you know, all right, you know, and you just deal with it, and all right, life moves on and it's all good. But, you know, no, not this guy. Let's start talking shit. Oh, it's so funny. So fucking funny, man. But it's kind of sad too, though. It's just like, dude, like, it's been like, it's really at a point, like, it's like, enough. Like, I want to see him give himself a chance at least. It's like, give yourself a chance to do something out there, man. You just already, it's just, all this stuff is just making it like, man, you know, it's almost, you feel like you could see what's coming, you know. And, you know, right now I just feel like, I don't know, I think he'll be a small injury away from, you know, killing his season off, or maybe he'll have a real injury. Somebody, you know, hit upon himself by fluke or whatever. You know, I don't know, it's just the way it's been going for him. You're just like, this just keeps seemingly getting worse for him, you know, and he's not helping himself. And yeah, so but I'm telling you, it's like, as a fan of the sport or whatever, it's like, hey, man, I don't want to see, I at this point, it's like, I want to see him get a chance. Go ahead, get a real year, a full year with the Raiders, go through it, good or bad, that's to me, I want to see what he's got when it comes to that shit. Does he have that in him? We'll see. But right now, I'm like, I don't know. I think I just don't see good things coming in a way. But I could be wrong. So that's my that's all my take is at this point. Otherwise, on the other player, Bell, Leveon Bell with the Jets seems like that's going along pretty smooth so far. I haven't seen if he played in the preseasons at all. I'm sure he did. I haven't looked at, I haven't looked over a lot of teams. So that's why, like I've said, I'm not going to be super thorough when I talk about this stuff. I'm going to always talk kind of like a couple teams here and there, and then that's going to be it, But, I'm just letting you guys know if anybody kind of knew, anybody that listens, you guys already know how I am. But, if you do like, I'm going to big them up, but, if you guys want more, you want to get more in depth when it comes to sports and all that, check out my man, Morency on, Fantasy Sports Network. They're on, YouTube. And they're on all kinds of shit, but you can look them up on YouTube. And every day they got the morning. They have two shows. Well, I don't know. I think they're reformatting their names a little bit. But anyways, you can go to the the Sports Network, look them up, and you could catch. They have like several hours a day. I mean, they're doing their sports all day on there, so you can just go nuts. So if you want that kind of stuff, I'm recommending promoting them, and I'm not getting a damn dime for it. It's just because I'm cool with Gabe Morency, one of the hosts. We're cool, and I like what they got going on. And when it comes to anything like that, I want to support the smaller independent, the independent guys. Not the big networks. So I say let's support each other. The big networks, they got their, they're always going to do their thing, We don't have to name names or whatever. It's not going to change anything. People are going to watch them, and that's fine. Nobody's saying that, they drive the vehicle, and that's okay, But, if you want to get into certain, you want to get into more in-depth or hear some talk that you're not going to hear, you got to, go down the independent route a little bit. And why not? It's out there. It's available. We have it now. You can be on the move on, your smartphone and everything now. You don't have to be at home waiting for the damn thing to come on or whatever. So, check it out. And, simple as that. Subscribe, like, give a little support, whatever way you can to any of these people. And including, of course, this podcast. I appreciate it. Been getting some more ratings on the iTunes. Really appreciate it. It's very cool. And the more we can, the more shares you guys can do. I appreciate it, man. I do. Any little bit makes a difference. You guys listening and tuning in, it keeps me going. I don't get a lot of interaction, not much, but it's okay. That's to be kind of expected in this medium, but I just want you guys to know I do see the numbers and the continued interest, and, I'm just here to keep trying to bring something, just trying to bring something to your day. Hopefully it helps, it helps you move along with whatever you're doing. If you're at work, if you're on your commute, listening to me on my commute, whatever, I'm here to be that voice that gets you through that. If that's what it's doing, if it's whatever it is, maybe you're like, hey, you're kind of make me want to go to sleep, or I take a nap when I listen to. That's fine too, man. Seriously, like it's all good, because if this brings some kind of positive or joy or whatever to your life, I'm grateful that I can be of some sort of service or do that, even if in my mind it doesn't seem that way, but it's just because it's me talking, it's me living my life. But just want to put that out there. What else is going on? I've been listening to been listening to my share of podcasts, just listening to Barry Katz, the industry standard. Haven't prod him up for a while. I've been trying to check out, some of his. I've been checking him out pretty good again. I was kind of leaving his shows alone there for a little while. Got a good bit I can go back and listen to now, which is kind of cool. But definitely another recommendation. Podcast, particularly, really to anybody, quite honestly, but if you're looking for some motivation, some inspiration, or just even learn and hear a little bit more and what, how Hollywood works, and hear it from all kinds of different perspectives, from the executive types to the creative types. Barry Katz got just a really good, excellent podcast, and it's only improved since I've started listening. But I always enjoy it. He does a great job. I really think he does a great job disarming and being, just asking those right questions, and pretty simple, But he really does it. He's got it down, and I like. He gets a nice range of guests on top of, but I can't think of. There may be some other ones out there, but in terms of to really get kind of a feel for Hollywood in this business, that's to me like probably one of the best. It's got to be pretty up there, I would say. So I definitely recommend it, but you don't have to, again, just like you don't have to be an MMA person to listen to some MMA talk or whatever. It's the same thing. It's, even if you're not in this business, don't care much to be, I think that, I'd say you'd be hard pressed to say, I think that anybody take some time and listen to a few of his podcasts, or you're going to get something out of it. I don't see, I can only see good things. So I've been enjoying listening to him. I haven't had any new ones I've checked out, which I need to do. I need to go ahead and pop up a new one every week, just to keep myself, just keep it interesting instead of, the same old ones. But, it's kind of nice when you get a rotation there of the ones you like. But I will say, I will give some, I'll give the props to the ones I'm listening to, just to give you an insight. So the industry standard, I've listened to Tiger Belly, which is Bobby Lee and his girlfriend Kalila, who I want to say shout out to Kalila. I think she, she's not to, and it's no knock, if she'd ever hear this, but she's Bobby Lee's girlfriend. If you don't know, Bobby Lee's a stand-up comedian who's been active for over 20 years. Was on Mad TV for the part of, I don't know if it was the earlier part, but either way, if you've seen him, you know him. You've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's been in music videos and everything. But his girlfriend that helps him with the podcast, and really is the one that is the reason that this podcast exists. But I want to give her props. I think she's really good, more than she probably knows. I like what they got going on there, but I think that the way that what I like and what I'd say she's really good, she's just they're just very comfortable talking about their relationship and all kinds of, goofy stuff. It's all a lot of fun talk, but there's some serious stuff there too. But man, I just got to say that she's a great host, more than she may even know. I'd say she's a really good host, co-host if you want to call her whatever. But there's one recently she just did with Luis Gomez, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. And Bobby, unfortunately, wasn't there for it. He's dealing with some personal family issues. Sadly, his dad recently passed away. But, this guy, he covered for him. He's another funny comedian, but those two together definitely should be doing some podcasts. That was excellent. It was so fun. And, so just want to give some props where it's due. And, if it turns on some people to check them out, then so be it. I'm not the only one. And, I think that's the cool thing about podcasts is everybody's, most anybody that does a podcast pretty much listens to them as well. I actually think that you should. I think you should kind of, just like if you're a musician, I think that you should listen to some music outside of your own. But then, I know with that, depending on what you're trying to do in the creative realm, some people don't agree with that because that can mess with their, they might start emulating some of the things they're hearing and whatever. And same goes for comedy. But podcasts, I don't feel like it's quite that way. It's quite a different medium. It's really driven off, who I am or, who the person is. Excuse me. It's driven off, just being natural and, God, excuse me. I don't know why I start getting some, like I was going to hiccup or burp, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, it's driven off, my person, whoever's doing it, the personality of that person, their stories, it's hard. I listen to all these different podcasts and I can't really say there's something, if there's any influence or thing I'm emulating is to become just a more, confident and speak clear, just things like that, but not content-wise. I don't know. I guess you could end up emulating and copying somebody out there in a way, but I don't know. It's just different. It's a different thing. You can't really do it. So, but that being said, yeah, I have no problem, giving props where it's due, promoting other people's stuff, when it comes to that, because I'm not going to expect you guys to listen to just my podcast all day. That would be awesome. And if you are, that's great. Thank you so much. But please go out and listen to some of these other ones. Don't don't just limit yourself, and any of the ones you're listening to currently, same thing. Try to, and it goes for me. I'm not just saying it for, to say it to anybody, but yeah, try to start introducing a new one here and there and see what's out there, because there's so much, and there's so many people like myself, regular people, that I bet you there's some great podcasts out there for sure, even, that I'm not aware of. I know I'm not, definitely. So anyways, just want to put that out there for you guys. So anyways, let's see, getting closer here, got like a few minutes away. Yeah, made some good timing so far, surprised. Yeah, heavy traffic out here today, I heard. I wasn't the only one dealing with it this morning. I think it's a combination of kids going to school and people got back from their vacation. I think a lot of people took Tuesday off, make it an extra long weekend, so it was pretty rough, but right now, not too bad. And that's good. So tonight, going home will be, that'll be no problem. That's the one good part, for sure, that I know that my last drive of the day, or evening, or whatever you want to call it, I don't ever have to worry for the most part. It's always going to be smooth. Just unless you get that bad luck and there's an accident, and it happens every now and then, but high percentage that it's pretty much no problem. That's good. So man, what else? There was something else I was going to get into, guys. Just talking the podcast stuff. That's what I need to get into real quick. Went and had some barbecue on Labor Day, and took up Bert Kreischer's, the machine, his recommendation, his local place, AJ's Barbecue, or Tex-Mex Barbecue, or whatever. They're here in LA. Well, they're actually in my side of town. I'm not too far from it. It's like 6-7 miles away from me, but it's called AJ's Tex-Mex Barbecue. You can look them up on Instagram, and if you follow Bert Kreischer, you probably might have seen him post about it here and there. Me and my wife went and got some, and even took a little bit to go, but man, awesome, fantastic barbecue. We tried a little everything. We tried, and I'd recommend to do this. If it's 2 people, I mean, you could do whatever you want, but they have a 3-meat course you can get 3 different meats, and I think it came with a couple sides or whatever the deal was, and I think it was like $30 for that. So we split it because I was like, well, might as well just do it that way, and that was the way to go. Even took a little bit of that home, and even ordered a little of the wings. I wanted to try the wings out, so I said throw some of those in there, and their mac and cheese and everything. Oh, it's excellent, top to bottom. Everything we had, the mac and cheese, the collard greens were good, the cornbread, they have a jalapeno cheddar cornbread. It's sick. Like, the place is awesome. So if you're around here, or if you're gonna come out this way, make your way, look up that place. AJ's, I would definitely say go for it. No frills. There's a bar connected to them. They're actually, I think, in the same ownership, but it's called Pat's Cocktails. They've been there forever. Excuse me as I have some water, but they're like, it's probably the only place that I could think of around town that has a bar side connected with a window, so you can order from the bar. You can order barbecue. They have a menu for that itself. So yeah, man, definitely worth looking up if you're. And to give you point of reference, because I'm just trying to be that nice of a host here. And you're like, well, where the fuck is that place, man? I'm gonna be in Santa Monica or some shit. All right, well, from Santa Monica to there, you're talking about 20 miles. We'll just say 20 miles, because I don't know where the fuck you're going to be in Santa Monica, but there's a likelihood, if you're a tourist, you're going to be in Santa Monica, so it's about 20 miles from there. If you're in Hollywood, it's about 12 miles, give or take. And yeah, if you're downtown, you're looking at 22 miles or something like that. So yeah, so depending on what point of town you're at. Now, if you're Universal, which again, that's a great place tourists like to go. And if you're you could be staying there and everything. They got hotels right there. If you're at Universal, you're in good shape. You're like about 3-4 miles away, maybe. Really close. So there you go. Give you an idea. But yeah, I really can't say enough. I thought they were fantastic. Definitely will be going back for some more. But I tell you, man, there's been some stepping up in barbecue around this city over the last decade. And I'm not Mr. Barbecue, been to the best of the best. No, I haven't. But when it's good, it's good. When you've had the real deal or have had something damn near close to it, when it's the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty. What's right. That's all I gotta say. And it seems like something that should be so easy. Like that should be a no-brainer to have good barbecue. But you'd be surprised, man. Well, it's not even that. You'll have. I think, if anything out here, and probably like a lot of places, they could have good meats. The barbecue itself, the meats could be pretty much, they could be pretty solid, but their sides will be messed up, So that kind of throws it off. But this place, they were checking it all off, like everything they had, very good. So that's why I definitely recommend them. But I'm going to look, I want to try some other ones. There's one down the street from us, the old school Dr. Hoggly Wogglies. That's no joke either. They're good. I can't say they're not good. But yeah, I got to check out some other ones. Definitely will check out some other ones. So anyways, guys, I'm going to stop again, and I'll be back in a minute. So go get something to eat. Hey, back on here, guys. Gonna finish up. You're listening to me on the end of my first long day of the week. But gonna be wrapping up the podcast here as you listen to me roll back. So yeah, this is good time rolling back. This will be nice and chill. I just fired it up, just getting going. So here we go. But what was I gonna say? What did I want to get into? Oh, I didn't mention from the top again. For anybody, mostly you newcomers, you could follow me on Instagram at GRTN8. That's Great Nate. GRTN and the number 8. And you could follow me on Twitter at KANU Chronicles. So just in case, you wanted to get some social media, that's what I do. And I'm on there, I pretty much post something most every day. But on either one, I'm not going to promise you, constant entertainment. I'm a busy guy. When I say that, I'm not, pulling a leg or whatever. So just letting you know, depending on what you're looking for, some people will get on and, oh, this guy's boring, or, I think, it depends what you're looking. If you're looking for somebody really active like that, constant stuff, I'm probably not your guy. But, if you just want to follow to support, that's great. If you don't care, I do post, and I do try to, when I can, and I do want to, I do try to share some fun stuff when I can, but I only got so much time. So, but I fit it in somehow, But so yeah, that's just getting that out of the way, and of course, also check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's also another way to support, and the podcast is also there. So you're covered. And again, YouTube, I don't have a constant content. I'm trying to get back, keep it up, but it's hard. But I have some stuff on there, recent and all that. Last couple weeks, it's been like 3 weeks on as far as doing a little video, but I got plenty to check out on there. You might get a kick out of. Got a whole, little bit of variety, basically kind of variety YouTube channel. I don't have like I wouldn't say, just like this podcast, it's just this and that's all I do. It's, kind of a variety, but you'll kind of see what's up. But yeah, just sharing all of that. So anyways, back to this program. So just checking in with my man Kurt. I was just talking about just texting with him about some concerts and stuff. So I've been seeing like last second, this, so-and-so is going to be in town, or, so I saw something tonight, saw that KRS-One, the great KRS-One is going to be performing in town at a local spot, not too far from where I'm working, this Friday night, so it's like a day from now, or 2 days, basically. Yeah, exactly 2 evenings from now. So I'm like, damn, I'd like to go. So I should be able to pull it off. We'll see. I've seen him a lot over the years. I saw him, I think the last time was a year or two ago. I think it's going to be 2 years, I think, man. But, I want to keep that up. I would like to keep seeing him when I can. Always puts on a great show. If you've never seen KRS-One and you happen to be in a town that he's going to pop up in, if you're lucky and you can do it, please go see him. Go see him. I don't care I don't care what music genre or whatever. I mean, seriously, he's worth seeing. If you want to see any hip hop show in your life, go see him, period. Definitely. He's one. If you go see him, you'll really be able to say you've been to a hip hop show for real. Not that there's other ones. I'm not saying he's the only one, but of that era and that height of MC, like, you're just not going to get, there's not as many of those guys anymore, and there's no one like him. I mean, any of the best rappers, any of the respected people that know, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously it's going to be mostly older cats at this point, but I don't want to say no younger cats, because I always am optimistic. I know there's young cats out there that know what's up, and I don't want to, just like we don't like them to, talk shit on the elders. I'm not trying to talk shit on young people. They easily get shit on a lot, sometimes for good reason, of course, but I just know better. So I'm just saying that, I just want to be fair. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, please do yourself a favor if you can, and check out the teacher. If you don't know much about him, please go spend some time on YouTube. It's very easy, and I highly recommend, beyond his music, he has quite a few great lectures and talks that people have recorded over the years, and they're online. If you're an intellectual type person at all, and even if you're not, I'm not even saying to be this, but he's somebody, even if you're not, and especially if you're not, he is the type of person that will make you want to become more intellectual, more informed, or he's really an interesting, he's one of a kind. He's one of a kind cat. I know it's like, all right, Nate, get it, god damn. But hey, praise is due where it's due, man. You will not find another MC quite like him. Just like other ones aren't quite like others, but he is very much, in my eyes, like, that's what, if you're a rapper, if you're anything, but particularly in music in general, and especially you're a rapper, but you should, like, that's a goal of that's the type of person or goal you should want to. He's like Muhammad Ali was for boxing. I'd say KRS-One is like that for hip hop. So you should want to be, that should be your mantle. Like, that's where you want to get to. And I'm not saying you gotta be, it's not about being exactly like him in every way or whatever, but there's so much you can gain to learn from that cat and get perspective. And just a lot of different things. Just the way he goes about his shows, his like I said, he's a very, very vastly well-read person, on top of beyond just music and all that. But yeah, take some time. Take it if you never have. Take some time. Look up a few videos beyond the music and get to know what's up a little bit more. You'll learn some shit too, man. Always. Like, every time I've heard him over the years, many, many times, and there's always something new I get, or I get reminded of something I forgot. So yeah, I just can't speak enough about KRS in that way. So yeah, that popped up, like out of nowhere, and I'm like, damn, here we go with that. So I'm trying to see, I might be able to make it happen though. Really looking at it, and then I remembered, I was like, Prophets of Rage are going to be playing. If you don't know who that is, that's Rage Against the Machine, the band, but it's with Chuck D and Bree Real at the front helm on the mic, on both microphones, each of them, of course. And they cover some Rage songs, they cover Public Enemy, so they kind of mix between the three bands, and they've also made some original material. They have a whole album they put out. I think they got another one possibly on the way. I hope they do. I feel like they will, because they're really, you could tell, like they've been enjoying the experience together for sure. They all appreciate each other genuinely in terms of music. Personally, I don't know the dynamics, but seems to me they get along just fine. I haven't read anything otherwise, and I wouldn't imagine. They're all grown-ass men, been through probably everything you can imagine with different people, They've all had their group experiences, so it probably works out that much better, because this has still kind of been a side project for each of them, but except the Rage guys, I'd say that this is their thing right now. But they probably do have some other projects too, I would imagine. But yeah, it's just amazing. So they're coming up next week, I believe, I saw, and yeah, that is almost even more like, ooh, shit. Kind of makes it like, do I gotta fucking pick? I could go to both, but just like, yeah, that one's gonna be super fire, man, for sure. I've never seen out of all of them, I've never seen Chuck D live, which is a shame for me at this point. But that could all change. But I've seen the rest of them live. I was very fortunate to see Rage twice. I saw them with Wu-Tang Clan, which I was one of the few people, because that didn't, unfortunately, Wu-Tang got kicked off that tour kind of fast. I forget I don't even know how many shows they got to do. And I think it was on their own. It wasn't like the Rage guys got them out of it. It wasn't that. I think it was on their, amongst themselves, some stuff went down. And maybe the promoter themselves, too. I don't know I'd have to follow up on that, what exactly transpired or whatever. But I saw that. That was the first time, which was amazing. And out in Pittsburgh, too. So it was around this time of year. It was in August. 96. Never forget it, man. I believe it was 96 or 97. Oh, no. It would have been 97, most likely. Anyways, either way. Yeah, it was probably 97. Either way, geez, oh man, it was incredible. I can't even tell you. It was, that's like a separate podcast on its own. But yeah, that was something else. And then I got to see Rage Against the Machine. The last time I saw him was at the Democratic Convention 2000, downtown LA, a free show. Which you can find footage of. There's a whole, they had a DVD at the time, and now you can see that footage has been uploaded on YouTube, so you can watch that yourself. That was just an unreal scene. They were great. I mean, the sound wasn't obviously the prime, because of it being like not a space, it was just outdoors right there, but still, it was a very crazy experience, but all good, thankfully, for me, and, really everybody. It was just, thankfully I left that area. I didn't stay around through the evening, because that's when shit got whack. Sorry, there goes my little gauge, but I'm about to get off my exit here. But yeah, so those are the two times, and then of course, unfortunately, they disbanded not long after. I even met them, so to speak. I went to their signing, a record signing at Virgin Records on that last album. So, I'm very happy, no matter what, that I did see, got to see them at that time and the whole nine. So, and then Cypress Hill, I've seen a couple times at least. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 times I feel like I've seen them. Yeah, for sure. And I've met B Real, same thing. I've met him a couple times at least. So, Chuck D, definitely one of the top guys, in my opinion, too. Gets kind of forgotten sometimes these days. But yeah, that's what's up. So hold on and hang out. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Just making a quick stop here at 7-Eleven. So, alright, sorry. It's just, you always gotta be, it's a little extra here sometimes. Pretty chill tonight, but it's like a wild card here, kind of. You get like, I don't know what it's like my timing sometimes, but tonight actually worked out okay. But sometimes, many times, not even sometimes, almost a lot of times. No, I go here and it's like, I'll just get there right when the most random, fucked up looking person coming in, you know, nothing will happen, but it's just like, God damn it. You know, you just be like, fuck. Like, I hope nothing stupid goes on, you know. I don't know. It's usually, nobody's gonna do shit. People are just kind of like on shit probably. Or drunk. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even like to judge. I don't know what the fuck's going on with people, you know what I'm saying? Mostly. But it's just, you get that tight. You know what I'm talking about. But you know what? And it's not even always a nighttime thing. I mean, even though this usually is, you know, the time I'm going to this one, but, and I know I was just talking music, but I'm just going to segue here, but I've had, yeah, it was just this past weekend on a Sunday, you know, at the one near the one job I'm working at in the so-called good side of town, and it's the middle of the, yeah, it's just afternoon, or whatever, early enough, daytime, and, this dude had a fucking attitude, whatever was going on. Guy didn't seem to have what he wanted or something, maybe. Guy was just, it was more than that. This guy having a bad fucking day. Alright, fine. So he like, gets his stuff, but he like gets something else and he just kind of throws it on the counter. And I don't know, I was checking out. I wasn't even looking at him at all, man. I was just doing my thing, get the fuck out of there. And I don't know, this girl there next to him, he must have just, you know, looked her way, and she just kind of smiled, and at least that, you only know that because of what he said. Why the fuck you smiling at me? Don't you see I'm irritated or something? And, you know, and it's like, God damn, you know, it's like it was just one of those, like, do I say something? Or it didn't go any further, you know what I'm saying? And she was still just, you know, I think she was just trying to be nice. She was just like, kind of probably surprised, like, geez, you know, relax. And the guy checking me out, he's all extra nervous. That doesn't fucking help. and yeah, it was just, it was a little funky. Nothing went down that I know of. I don't think so. But I just got my shit and I was like, I'm out of here. Fuck that. Because my job's literally right there. It's like, let me get to my safe house right now. Because I'm locked away from any of you motherfuckers. And you know what? That's what you got to do a lot of times. Sorry. You know, I could see intervening if you have to, but if you really don't have to, I say fuck that shit. Because that's when shit goes fucking wrong sometimes. Or a lot of times. But, you know, at your discretion, of course. Hold on again. I'll be back on. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. Just got in my house. Ready to, finish up here. Jumping all over the place. Yeah, so, no, I was just saying about running into, you know, just running into situations or being around it where somebody's acting up. I've been very lucky over the years, quite honestly. But, you know, just with the little thing I described to you, a lot of people, or some people, you know, they'll want to jump in and get involved, or feel like, yeah, you know, you need to do something, but it's like, no, you don't. Not always. I mean, again, hey, it's everybody's choice, however they want to handle things, but my opinion, my humble opinion, it's best, especially as you're an adult, even if you're not, if you can avoid conflict or getting into some shit, please just do it, man. It's not worth it. Most of the time, it's never really worth it. Obviously, you got to really protect yourself, and shit just happens. You got to do what you got to do. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But I advise you still, as soon as you can get away and get away from the situation, do it. Just do it. Get the fuck away. That's your best course of action. Removing yourself from the situation, best course of action. You know, because as much as you might want to fire off and tell somebody what you feel, or whatever, maybe you're in that mood too, you know. But yeah, you just, it's going to be one of those things you'll think afterwards and go, oh yeah, I could have handled that different, you know. So just try to, just be smart, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, nothing happened. It you know, I don't think anything else really happened. This guy was just, honestly, just having a bad day. You know, it wasn't right what he did or how he was being. But he probably just really had a shitty day, or, you know, maybe he's just having a shitty year. Or whatever. Maybe this is how that guy is. Maybe he's one of those looking for some shit. Maybe he's looking for a fight. You know? I don't know. I don't have time. I'm not going to psychoanalyze or... But, you know, I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt. You never know what people are going through, man. And he might be, you know, that might be in another setting, in another place and time. Might be the coolest dude. You know? Probably not, but maybe. But no, for real, he could be really actually a cool person, you know, but you never know, man. People are going through shit and they lose their shit and they're not quite themselves, you know. So just something to think about, man. Seriously, it's a good way to, it's hard to maybe feel that, you know, you're in the moment of something, you know, you may not think that, but seriously try to, you know, I try to do that to myself, you know, but as we go around and you see people out of character, or just try to remember, like, hey, man, you know, they're a human too, and you don't know what they're going through. So it's a good thing that if you can, it's a good exercise. If you could start really being that way, it's good in many ways, because it'll make you, like I said, it'll make you stop and maybe think, and yeah, pretty much that. I mean, really nothing else to say. So, but yeah, anyways, get back to it. So yeah, just talking to music. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too much further here, but yeah, man, Cypress Hill, all that, Chuck D, amazing. So yeah, any of you guys, you get to see those bands, or any whether it's the ones I'm naming, or you have some other people you want to see, go see them, man. Try to go see them. Time starts flying by, and you miss shows, and it's gonna happen. I mean, you can't go to them all. I mean, unless, I guess you can if you really make it your thing. You're like, you know, I'm gonna go to every show. All right, go to every show, man. But, you know, life gets in the way, work gets in the way. You know, there comes a time that you may not think of it as much. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, myself, I definitely, there's a lot of shows and things where I'm like, fuck, I wish I went to, you know, should have did this, should have did that. But, you know, then I stop and think, and I go, well, I'm not going to bitch too much, because it's like, well, I have done pretty well with, you know, I've seen a lot, and I still am seeing some shows. It's just making an effort to keep it going, you know, because, and really my thing now is too, I'm trying to, you know, I really want to start, you know, I feel like I'm running too late, but it's like, I need to see some acts and people that, you know, I don't know how long they're going to be around, you know. Like the Rolling Stones would have been one of those. It would have been really, really cool, but I didn't sit there and focus on it. I'm sure those tickets were nuts. And that's another problem with some of this stuff. The problem is those certain high-profile shows are just, as much as I don't care how cool it is, and you're like, well, it may never come again. I mean, it depends how important it is to you, but I don't know if it's always really worth it, you know? Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on your situation. Don't go broke over it though. It's not. I don't think that's worth it. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's kind of like that though, man. Although I will say, at least for the big shows, most of the time you have months, if not a year, in advance to get prepared for that. So if you're gonna be on top of it from the beginning, you know, you should be all right. But again, don't go crazy. Don't worry about, you know, having the best seats in the house. I mean, if whatever you can afford, just do what you got to do, man. It'll still be fun. And these days, there's all these big ass screens. Everybody's looking at a fucking screen at the end of the day, which is kind of sad, but that's the problem with the big shows is like, look, it's great, you're there, you heard it live, but everybody's watching on a big screen. I mean, unless you're pretty up close, but even then, you're still going to probably look at that screen because it looks great, you know? But yeah. But I'll recommend, I mean, overall, I would just recommend, this probably goes, you know, especially younger people, if you're listening, like if you're in your teens or 20, you know, whatever, like young, you know, maybe you haven't been to really any shows or just a couple little shows, and that's your dream is to go to Coachella or Lollapalooza or some festival, depending where you're at in the world. And I say yes, like whether it's that or an individual show, like, yeah, definitely make your way to a big show at least once. Try to go to one of those festivals. I definitely think I think the festivals are worth, if you're going to spend some money on something, those are more worth to go. I'd say go to that more so. I mean, unless you're just so into that artist, whoever it is, you know. But I think along with that, pick a festival and at some point go to it. Hopefully, you know, anybody could do that. I don't care. It might cost some money, but really, if you put your mind to it and you know, and save or do whatever you got to do, you know, unless it's just so outrageous, but like most anybody can get to one of those festivals, you know. Now Coachella, it depends. If you're out of this country or, you know, there's a lot to, you know, got to take that in consideration. Flying there, and then, you know, it's going to be a big trip. That's going to be a overall costly thing. It's going to probably, I mean, even here in LA, if you're coming from just here in LA to go to Coachella, I'd say nowadays is probably about, probably at least about $1,000 per person endeavor, you know, because it's a 3-day weekend. I think the tickets are about $400, give or take, which really is pretty amazing because you got a lot of bands and people you're going to see, so I can't say it's not really worth it in terms of that, but, you know, that's just that. And then staying somewhere, if you're gonna, you know, you can camp. That's your cheapest bet, and I don't know how cheap that is necessarily now, like per night. You know, that's pretty prime nowadays. So I don't know. Maybe, let's say, I don't know if it's less than $100 a night. I would hope so. Some of those campgrounds nearby, but they might not just because of the way it is. I don't know how that's set up now, but yeah, campground's your best bet if you're just trying to be super cheap. Next level is like local motels, and then Airbnb's probably your most fun, best bet, cool experience. Getting an Airbnb is probably a great idea, especially if you can get the right group of people together on something like that. And I bet you there's some online groups of people that are getting together on shit like this that don't necessarily know each other, but they want to go, So, hey, do your homework. In the meantime, learn about, that's the beauty, and that's the real, guys, such an advantage, huge advantage. Guys, for years, you got to think about this, for years with concert going, people, you had nothing online, you had to go wait in line for the fucking ticket. It was just all this extra work to do a lot of times to get a ticket. It was really that much more of a event in that way. And then accommodations and staying somewhere, I think people usually just showed up and figured it out later, in many cases. For instance, Woodstock in '69. It's not something I was aware of or thought of, or maybe I got reminded of it, but before that, there wasn't a festival ever like that. There wasn't quite the concert ever like that, There have been concerts and so forth, and probably some pretty good sized ones, but that was the first of its kind. So people went up there, and everybody kind of followed each other. Nobody really, a lot of people didn't bring maps. There was these are all, when you're watching that Woodstock, just remember a large portion of those people you're looking at were all 19, probably just out of high school, maybe still in high school. Some older too, but a large contingent of them were that age group. And they just went. So there was no planning of any sorts going on. So that's what I'm saying is today you guys can map out every single detail. Sometimes it's a little too much, really. But the important stuff, hell, you can't beat it. You could map out enough, get your price, what you're going to have to spend, plan it, and execute, and you're pretty much good to go. But, after that, make it fun, go make it your own adventure. But, yeah, that's all. That's all I can say. Somebody that's gone to concerts over the years and different venues and different styles and everything, but just go out, try to get to, definitely, just hit up you're gonna have plenty. Look, hopefully you live long or live a decent amount of years or whatever, but you don't have to worry about seeing everything in your 20s. Although probably your best time that you're going to have that energy and probably your freedom to do so, your 20s to your early 30s, that's your prime time. Actually, even in your teens if you can, but that's your prime time to really, really hit concerts, After that, hey, look, it changes. Even if you're single or whatever, you're going to probably slow down. There are those few people that are, for their, most of their life or all their life, they're real concert goers. There are some of those people out there, but, or they may have a certain concert or something they always like to go to, that becomes a thing. And that's fantastic, but, I'm just saying, reality, the reality of what it will be most likely, those are those prime years of being up for the adventure and doing a lot of concerts and stuff like that. So have at it. You know. Alright, so let me wrap up, guys. Thanks again. Appreciate you listening. And you guys have a great week. And we'll be back really soon. Peace.